More retcons, ladies and gentlemen. Warhammer. Wokehammer. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they've started to change bits and pieces. We kind of knew that they were going this way anyway. But, yeah, bad times. Kind of comes, hot off the heels of BlackRock and Vanguard being primary investors. Got a controlled share of about 10%. Which is quite a lot, really. And we know that they love all of this stuff, so it's not really a surprise. But, yeah, interesting things. You may have seen this reported before. This particular article is on That Park Place. I'll leave a link down below. But basically, there's now female space marines. Okay, interesting. Fine, I guess. I mean, it's just dumb. It's just a dumb retcon. There are other things in the Warhammer universe that, if women want to play it and they want to see themselves represented, they can. It does seem to be an awfully stupid thing, and we know that it's purely an ideological thing. It's not at the behest of actual profit. It's purely ideological, and it's just a shame, really, because it sort of nullifies creativity. So, Games Workshop, company behind Warhammer, confirms that it retcons the Adeptus Custodes by adding female space marines. They've also lied about it being a retcon. So they're like, oh, yeah, we've retconned it, but it's not retcon. Okay. So anyway, Archcast did a good video on this and shared an excerpt from the Codex. And it says, Custodian Calades Travalia Kesh stood upon the bridge of a Cobra-class destroyer named Vigilant Flame. The warship belonged to the mighty Battlefleet Solar. She lingered in the shadows at the back of the bridge, positioned at a spot where she could observe the actions of every crew member, be they in the instrumentation pits, at the armament shrines, or, in the case of the shipmaster Lethwick, stood ramrod straight before his command throne. So, to dissuade individuals who might counter that this doesn't confirm she's an Astartes Custodes, she could be a sister of Siren. Arch also shared another excerpt from the Codex, which shows her wielding a Guardian Spear. Kesh is warned before anyone else aboard, sensing a sudden empiric energy spike coupled with the surge of overpressure and sharp temperament drop that presaged a teleport strike. Her Guardian Spear was levelled and armed before the first cry of alarm or howl of a klaxon rang through the bridge. So, yes, okay, Space Marine. And it is a major retcon. So, previous codexes, it describes the Astartes as men. So, all Custodes begin their lives as the infant sons of noble houses of Terra. It is a mark of incredible prestige to surrender one's child to this most glorious of callings within the Imperium, and many notable clans amongst the Terran aristocracy have willingly given up almost entire generations of newborn sons to earn it. But, when men can be women now, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? So, I mean, it's dumb. Like, it's really, really dumb. It's a stupid retcon. It's all for ideological grounds. Like, I'm sure the percentage of people, women, that play Warhammer is, like, nothing. So why are you trying to placate to these plebs? Who cares? Arch made a really interesting point. Says it's simply a political power play, which is true. It's kind of lording over you. We've got control. This is ours. We can do whatever we like. Even though fans have a certain element of control because they are the people that ensure you have money. That's all it's ever been. That is all it ever will be. This is the ideological capture of the franchise happening here in real time. We know the Custodes are male, which is true. And even if it wasn't stated outright, which again it has been, it would be weird, very weird indeed, for the Custodes to just be like, oh, yes, no, we've kept this a secret all this time. And I know you've never heard about a male Custodes, female Custodes ever before. Not a single mention in the Horus Heresy or any preceding source books. But now, we could totally do this. We've just selected to never, ever, at any point, tell you. And now, there's two of them. It's true. Super dumb. So Games Workshop then decided to post on Twitter. Since the first of the 10,000 were created there have always been female custodians. Has there? Has there really? Well, here you go. It is here. Since the first of the 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodians. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But it is interesting because they've had to fend off, a fair few comments. In regards to female custodians, there have always been female custodians since the first of the 10,000 were created. Yeah. There haven't, though, has there? So let's take a look, because this one's blown up. 3.7 million views. Probably one of their biggest tweets, I think. Master of the TDS. I'm not really into Warhammer, and even I know that's not true. I feel bad for the hardcore fans. Yeah. I've been a Games Workshop customer for over 30 years. This is the kind of money I spend on. He's just showing his money, basically. Whether it's at my FLGS online stores, the Games Workshop website, or other sources, I collect over a dozen 40k armies totaling approximately 50,000 points, one of which is over 4,000 points of Adeptus Custodes. I have multiple blood, blah, 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 blah. I went ahead and cancelled my Warhammer Plus subscription, and I'm going to pause my spending on Warhammer products for the time being and take some time to reevaluate how much, if anything, I want to spend in future. If you're not going to respect the time and effort that people put into the setting and learn about the world you've built, if you're not going to support the customers who've helped build your company for decades, then I don't see a reason to put any effort into supporting Games Workshop in return. That's an amazing comment. Absolutely brilliant, genuinely. And that's the kind of attitude that people, need to have. I'm a female player. I have Ultramarines, Orcs, Chaos Marines, and I collect various minis that I enjoy, like Grimaldus. From now on, I will 3D printing, I will pirate your books and share them with all my friends for free. This pandering is insulting and condescending. Love it. Why, prior to this, has there not been a single named character in all of the codices or books? People can 3D print your models. Hope this was worth it. Yeah, they fucked up, haven't they, really? Grums chimed in as well, says that's not true. They were always men. See my pinned thread. You can make them female now. Mistake when you have Sisters of Silence. But why lie about the past? God, they've really screwed up. It's one of the biggest. It is like 3.7 million views. It's one of their biggest tweets. They've really. We thought they'd screwed up before when they threatened with cease and desist for all the fan films creating things, but now they've just, they fucked it. And you can see it here, Vanguard, BlackRock, over 10% share of the company. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm here for the ratio. Whoever is screeching at you behind the scenes cannot replace your actual customers, which is true. I think that pendulum has now begun to fully swing. Does seem to be, doesn't it? I no longer buy your products. It's just, this is all it is, the entire thread. I'm not buying anything else. Nonsense, you're pandering. I'm not buying anything. You're pandering. Why have you never said this before? I'm not going to buy anything else. Not according to the law. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. 3.7 million views. And these are all the comments. That's all it is. Name one that's been canon for more than a year. Wow. I hope lying and pandering to a minority that never bought anything will be a vital strategy. Sadly, I will give up buying anything. Still got my pile of shame to go through. I also cancelled my Warhammer Plus. Have a great time, Games Workshop. Ha ha ha. 3D printer go brrr. Oh, I love that. That's great. That is amazing. Because they're screwed. Look at everyone just cancelling their Warhammer Plus subscription. And that seems to be what everyone's doing. There's a lot of comments saying that. So, yeah, they're fucked up now. 3D printer go brrr. Put a chick in it. Make her lame and gay. There you go. They took a page out of Disney's book, Wokehammer. What do you think? Thoughts down below.